This is Injection Shere Punjab here. You're now watching the Shizzio Show.
Sikhs Show. Finished.
Streetlife is the only life that we know. Ghetto life, down in the ghetto we run and roll. No, no, no.
All right, sun's out, guns out, summer's here. We love that BST, British summertime, yeah, right? New show. I had to put in a couple sets, yeah, because boy, you might need a widescreen for this one, yeah. Really appreciate it, man. The brother, do you know what? Like, I love it when people tell me about a certain individual or someone that they feel like should come on the show. And that lets me know people power, like who's really relevant out here, who's doing their thing. So, you know, I want to mad love and thank you to our guest today, Mr. Injection.
What's going on, my bro?
How are you, sir?
Yeah, good, my bro.
Thank you so much, bro. You reached out and said you liked the show. I love that. I really appreciate that, my bro. And said, look, man, it's about time. You got to come on. You've given your time and effort. So I really want to say thank you. And
Bro, I was just telling your guy over here, the cameraman, I said to him, I said, the biggest mistake I made was messaging you, bro.
why? Why is that a
I
mistake,
sent this
bro?
guy a message saying, bro, I love the work you're doing, keep it up, yeah. Next minute, bro, come to the show.
Of course, bro. Well, why not, bro? Come on, man. I really appreciate it. No, bro. Look, I appreciate it, man. If someone shows me appreciation, of course I'm going to give them a bloody platform, man. Look, end of the day, bro, yeah, a lot of people, when I'm walking about, they like the show, they say, bro, have you seen this guy, Injection? So I've been hearing your name for a while, bro. So it's only right. I've been looking at a couple of videos. Very, very interesting. Now, I haven't dug in mad deep, okay, because I like to meet a person. So this is the first time we're meeting.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you for making the trip. You said you come from West London. Is that Southall?
Yeah, Southall. Yeah.
Is that born and bred?
Yeah.
Hey, I love Southall, you know.
Home of the fucking curries, bro.
Bro, you know that, you know as an East boy, bro, when we used to go to Southall, it was always lovely, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know
100%.
if I could live there. It's a bit like Ilford Lane times 10.
Bro, I'm slap bang on the middle, so you can imagine. Sometimes I'm driving
Glassy
around.
Junction, I know them places.
I'm driving around for 2 hours, bro, sometimes trying to find parking.
Yeah, no, it's
a
horrible.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
horrible. But you can't be right bang in the middle, bro.
Bro,
There's
slap
no
bang,
properties
bro.
in the...
There's one of the roads.
Oh, the downside
yeah,
roads.
there's roads that go off.
Archer.
Thing is, my parents don't want to move, innit? Because
Oh,
obviously, like, everything's
parents
convenient there.
Parents won't
They
move,
literally walk down the road and everything's there.
Also, home is home, bro. When they've lived a certain amount of years,
100%.
home is home. And where
Everything's
they're
about them now, innit? You know what I
And
mean?
it's about the community as well. The Destiny community is lovely, but everyone I'm guessing knows everybody.
Yeah.
X, Y, Z. You know what I mean?
You won't see me on the streets there, bro.
Never.
You see me driving around,
Yeah.
going bits and bobs, doing my bits and bobs, but you won't see me walking on the streets. Maybe once a year, you might see me for
Okay.
days, nights. I'll be walking down to get some jalebi or samosa or something. with my
Why
little
is that? Is that you actively avoiding it now?
Bro, I'll be honest with you. When you're a tourist and you come from outside,
Yeah.
and you're walking down the streets, you're just seeing Ronak Mila, yeah?
Absolutely.
You're seeing everything is just wicked, it's nice.
Yeah.
When you're living there,
Day in, day
and you're
out.
walking there, and you see, you know, this guy's a junkie, that guy's a junkie, that guy's a junkie.
Yeah.
I've smashed that guy and I've smashed that guy in. And the thing is, there's so many junkies out there, and to the average person, they're just part of the public. But we know what they're doing. They're scoping people, they're gonna take their bags, or they're gonna try and take this from that stall. And that's how they make their money. You understand? That is how they make their money. That is how they feed their habits. And the night times you go there and he's just got this prostitution on the road. It's ridiculous, bro. It's bad. I mean, you know, the only reason I don't want to move yet is because of the family. I've told them a million times,
Yeah.
get out of here. Let's get the hell out of
Yeah.
Southall.
Again, home is home, bro. You can't. If I like told my parents, let's move,
They don't want to know.
they're gonna go. You know, because they're used to it, bro. It's been a whole lot. Can I just go back to you as were you born and bred there?
Yeah.
Okay. How was that in South as a kid growing up?
Bro, I've heard a lot of stories before me where people have spoken about racism and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I never had that issue.
Okay.
I think where my age, when we were kind of young,
What is this? The 80s?
so I'm 42, going to be 43
Okay.
on the 17th
So
of May,
late
yeah?
70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So the 80s is more your era where you.
yeah, so I didn't see any of that. I mean, there was a lot of Asians there.
Yeah. Established.
There was a few Somalians and Ethiopians that started coming in. There was the odd English family here and there, but mainly it was just Asians, bro. Mainly.
There was a documentary recently about Southall, the big incident.
Bro, if I was to tell you half of the stuff, obviously I don't want to talk about it and incriminate people, yeah?
Right.
But don't get me wrong, it's probably the best documentary they've done on that time, yeah?
Yeah.
They've got a lot of detail, but there's a lot of information that couldn't be shared because obviously you don't want people getting nicked, but bro, there was a lot of madness going on. I mean, obviously my parents' age group, my uncles, and they were my uncle Jumbo, he was probably one of the biggest what you call gangsters or whatever, or drug dealers or whatever, back in those days. He run an organization which was
Allegedly.
Well, yeah. So one of the biggest Asian criminal organizations in the country ever.
Right.
And they were called the Tootinungs. They had a rival gang which was the Holy Smokes, and but they were originally one, and then they split up in two, and then they've done books on him, documentaries and all sorts. And so we've grown up around that. We've grown up with like helicopters flying over because they're looking for him, and or straps being hidden in places, and me walking into places and seeing like fucking keys of
So
fucking
how old are you
gear
when you're kind of seeing this?
Starting from the age of 8 onwards. I mean,
Okay.
before that it could have been happening, I just wasn't aware of it, yeah. But seeing all of that, seeing like fucking choppers and stuff, like it was war.
Did it affect you, or was it just?
It was normal for me.
It was normal.
It was normal. So my dad was hot-headed. My uncles were all hot-headed. So I'd grown up in that. My grandparents, they were hot-headed. So to me, there was nothing else. It was normal.
Right.
You understand? And when I used to talk to people at school, and I used to talk about certain things about the way I see things or my opinions on certain stuff, they used to look at me like weird, like, why
Give
is
me an
this?
opinion. What do you mean, like, when you say?
So if something was to happen and I would say, should have dealt with this in this way, this guy should have gone up to him and just smashed him up, or stuck a blade in his neck or whatever, you understand?
Right.
Because I was young.
Age 8, that's a bit mad though, isn't it?
You understand? Well, I was how old? Okay. I was in what was it? Primary school, I think it was. I was about 7 years old. Look how young that is. And I smashed my first window with my fist.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, why was that?
Someone took the piss out of me. Just made fun of me, some kid at school.
Right.
I went to the toilets, and as you do, emotions going everywhere. Started crying, I got angry, and I just went like that, just straight in the glass,
through,
yeah? And
What, did your hand go through it?
yeah, I went
Because
through it.
sometimes it's when you pull it out is the problem, bro.
Yeah, I don't know
you get me?
when I cut myself, whether it's going through on the way out, but all I remember is, obviously those windows, now when I went to that school, everything just looks smaller, the whole school looks miniature.
Of course, but when you're
when you're that age, those
huge.
windows, they were the same level.
Absolutely.
So I still remember I was near the urinals, yeah?
Yeah.
And I just punched it, looked through, and on the other side was the playground. And I just remember seeing loads of kids just looking with their faces open, like, what the hell, yeah? And then I'm like, shit. And I've walked out. As I've walked out, I'm thinking I'm going to be in trouble now. I didn't know my hand was bleeding. I didn't know your hands can bleed when you're punching windows or whatever, yeah? And so I've walked out, and then all I hear is some kids panicking, oh my God, he's bleeding. So I'm like, oh shit. And I wasn't crying or nothing, because most kids will cry because of the blood or whatever. I was more upset because the guy took the piss out of me. So I'm thinking, shit, I'm going to be in trouble. Teachers have got me, but they're more worried about my hand. Absolutely. And they go, you okay? They asked me what happened and everything. But my biggest problem was my mum was the dinner lady there. So every time something used to happen, I used to get pulled up. She used to get pulled up straight away, yeah?
Right.
I used to do some naughty things, bro. I remember once I got, when I was young, I got the fart sprays you get.
Oh, yeah.
I run around the whole school spraying it. Running around the whole fucking school.
What's this, primary school?
Yeah,
but where is it stemming from? Just
I was just a naughty kid, man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I accidentally somehow managed to get into the staff stock room. Bro, 2 days I was getting in and out. They didn't realise it was locked, yeah?
Man, stealing the rubbers and that, bro.
I raided the whole thing. They come
Maths
back,
books.
everything's
Maths
gone.
books.
Everything's gone. I must have had about 100 books at home. Yeah.
Man's
about
got compasses for sale. Who
pencils,
wants
rubbers, everything. bro.
Scientific calculators. Who wants one? Who wants one?
But you know this, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, but it's just like, it was wrong. So because it was wrong,
You
it
like
just made it
doing it.
okay.
Okay, but
You understand what I'm
were
saying?
your parents not reprimanding you at home? Like, don't do this? Or were
Yeah,
they
they
like,
would just tell me off. I'd get beats or
Yeah.
whatever. Like back in those days, bro.
Yeah.
We were. My dad weren't so. I mean, my dad was crazy, right? But he never lifted a hand on us because I think he probably knew his own strength, right? And he
Right.
probably didn't want to hurt us. We used to get the beatings of the mum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, old school. I mean, I don't know how it is nowadays, but back in the days,
Yeah, it's
it
not
was
like it is.
hardcore licks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
The
we used
chappal would come flying, bro.
No, not even the chappal, bro. We used to get the
belt.
the Hoover, and then the Hoovers, the pipes were made from aluminium.
Okay.
So we'd get busted up
Henry
with
the
that.
Hoover.
Yeah, bro. Not even Henry. It was some next one. It was some solid like this
Have you got
international
brothers and
market.
sisters? Sorry to ask.
Yeah.
Are you the oldest?
Middle. So I've got
Okay,
a brother
cool.
that's 5 years older than me. He's
Sometimes
about
it's
40.
alright when the older brother gets licks.
No,
'cause
he used to get the
younger
licks.
one- the
Yeah,
younger
he used to
ones
get the
don't
licks all
get
the
it as
time.
much.
Yeah, my sister never got licks.
Yeah,
My
come
brother
on.
used to always get the beats.
Yeah.
And even when I used to do something, he'd get the beats. And then after the metal pipe started to bend, then we started getting the rolling pin. And the Indian rolling pins, bro, they're not like the Bangladeshi ones or the Gujarati ones. They're the solid, big, like they weigh about 5 kg, bro.
Yeah.
So all you do is a little tap, and that's it. Before you know, you got a dent in your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had it pretty hard when
But
we were
it
young.
didn't have no real effect.
It made us who we are, bro.
It
And
just
nowadays, you do that to a kid,
Yeah.
straight away social services get involved. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. And then, so okay, are you an angry kid then? Would you say you was an angry kid, or just because you said you got really angry and punched? Was that a regular occurrence, or was that?
Yeah, so I think I've spoken a few times in...
Sorry, I know you do a lot of interviews, but I have not checked for them.
yeah.
I like to speak to a brother. You know what I mean?
Previously, I've spoken where in some of my podcasts where what we used to do when we were young, me and my brother would go in a room, the door would be locked, and my brother's, you got to understand, he's 5 years older than me,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
a big difference.
And this is all going on from about the age of 8 onwards. I don't remember anything before that, I'll be honest with you, right? And so I'd be in a room and he'd be like, 12 years old, I'd be 8, and the door would be locked, we'd be told to fight.
You'd be told to fight.
Yeah.
By who?
I can't say.
I'm presuming a
No,
family
families,
member.
they would encourage us to obviously be a lot more stronger.
Oh, the families.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so
they'd be like-
there'd be numerous family in the room then.
Yeah, no, it'd always be 1 or 2, but they would be like kind of like, you know what I mean?
Uncles or whatnot,
Yeah, so
but
it'd be
not
like,
your
oh,
dad.
come on, yeah, tackle him and do this and that,
Okay.
whatever. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah? So it was just trying to toughen
Like
us up.
wrestle?
Yeah, wrestling.
Kabaddi style?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
not
yeah.
like just like fist
Yeah,
on fist,
okay,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It'd always be wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And
But I understand that to a certain degree. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
a
In them
lot of the
days.
gypsy families,
Absolutely.
they do that, you know? And
Yeah.
so hats
They-
off to them, the
they
way
do
they
it from
brought up.
early
Oh
doors,
yeah,
bro.
early, bro, very early.
Nappies and that, bro. Let's
So
get it cracking.
What I used to do is, I remember I used to psych myself up.
Right.
Because I used to watch a lot of wrestling, yeah?
Yeah,
so
come
I'd
on.
smash my head against the
WWF.
walls, right? Yeah. So I smash my head against the walls and psych myself up, get ready. I'll be turning around, and even though I'm half dizzy now, at this point, yeah, I'll just go for him. And he'd always start tackling me, he'd win. But I wouldn't stop. You know what I mean? I kept going and going and going. And I think I saw that as a challenge.
Did you want to do it though,
Yeah.
or were you forced to do it?
No, I wanted to.
Oh, you always
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
it was
do
wicked. Like I used to
Okay,
love it.
you
I used to
like
be yeah,
adrenaline.
now I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
Bang my head against the wall and let's
Yeah.
go. And obviously I can't speak for him. I don't know what was going through his
Absolutely.
head, but I was like, you know what I mean? And it actually reminded me of some guy that was in prison with me, a guy called Tinku, yeah? He's a short little guy. He must have been about 4 foot something, right? Bro, this guy used to, like, he was short. He was
could
bench
have it.
pressing 140 kilos, you know? He'd never done training. I got him onto the training flex. And before you knew it, he was doing 140s. And then the fucker would come into my cell, he'll shut the door, and he'll fucking come at me like a bull. And he'll go for me hard, yeah?
What, just for training purposes?
Just training purposes. I'll get him in the head. Bro, the guy would not stop. And the worst thing is the fucker didn't have a neck.
Yeah.
So, like...
can't get your arm
I
around
can't,
that,
you know what I mean? And it's just like, he was a lump, you know?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
round, like a bull, right?
Okay.
And, but it reminded me of that. And that's what we used to do when we were young.
Who was your favorite wrestlers, by the way? Seeing as that
Oh,
run-
definitely Ultimate Warrior.
He was the G,
Yeah,
wasn't he,
he
bro?
was the main man.
Ultimate, he wasn't he,
was
bro?
the main man.
Fuck Hulk Hogan and
all
Macho
fucking
Man.
commercial people, bro.
Ultimate
Waste
Warrior
mans.
was the biggest G ever, bro. Okay, cool. Were you only wrestling your brother, or was it like other people, like sometimes extended family?
No, but then I'd go and fight at school.
Okay. What,
Yeah.
like fist fight or just
Fist fight.
wrestling? Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of fist fights and stuff. And
Yeah.
then,
Did you ever get kicked out of school, or was it just reprimands?
Nah.
Nah.
Closest I got was I burnt the library down once in the school.
Are you joking, bro?
Yeah.
Listen to close.
No, but you know
How is that not getting kicked out of
No,
school,
when
bro?
you're young, you just want to play with fire, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
every kid does
okay,
that.
so go on then. Tell
Yeah.
me what happened then.
Nah, we were just sitting there burning the fucking pages and it just went out of control. And before we knew it, the fucking library was on fire. The worst thing is they only just built that library about 6 months before that.
What, and the whole thing burnt down, or just like they had
Quite a
to-
majority of it. So yeah,
Surely that's a kicked out of school offence, no?
yeah. But there was about 4 or 5 people that got pulled up. They couldn't pinpoint who it was. And
It
I,
wasn't
but I
me,
knew no
CCTV,
comment
wasn't
from a
it?
young age, you know.
Man knew
tell
it,
you,
trust me.
from a young age,
When did you
no
that for your
comment.
parents? Said, listen, it wasn't me, you know, Shaggy, trust me, it wasn't me, bro. So that's primary school, yeah? This is all primary school.
This was middle school.
Okay. Are you going outside your house and doing stuff as well? Is this only like kind of, are you like involved with people outside of school, outside of, do you know what I mean?
At this age, no.
No.
At the age of about 15 was when I originally got approached by an organisation to join them because they found out that I was just a bit loopy in the head, and they were like, look, you love to fight, why don't you put that to good use? And then
So organisation, what is a fighting organisation?
it's a group, I mean, you probably heard of it back in the days, Shere Punjab.
Yes.
So it was, I mean, a lot of people at that time, they tried to make it into a Sikh Muslim thing, but it wasn't.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So I'm younger, but I've got older brothers. So
Yeah.
when you say the shared Punjab thing, and
How old are you now?
don't worry, there's no comment. You know, I'm a kid. But the shared Punjab, and then I would hear like Chalvey boys,
Yeah.
and then I would hear Paki Panthers,
Yeah.
and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you say that. And there was, so when I was young, my mum would say, go out, if your brothers are going out, you go out with them. So I would be in raves at age 13, 14. I don't even know how the fuck I was in there, bro. Yeah, and I would see a lot of this going on, bro. And it was crazy, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I would hear, oh, they're the Sher Punjab boys, they're the Chalvey boys, and whatever. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, man's far too young to, but it was a crazy time, bro.
Nowadays, the kids don't understand that.
It was, bro, people died, bro.
people- yeah, it
Let's
was-
have it right, bro.
it was
People
next
died.
level
And
shit.
the Sikh community and the Muslim community, I don't know what was going on, bro, but it was almost like we were just taught.
You see what it is when it comes to mentality,
Yeah.
the Sikhs and Muslims are quite similar. Even the gypsies as well, travellers. So with us lot, we don't let things go, and pride is a big thing. You understand?
Absolutely.
So sometimes it could be over the smallest thing. You see here all the time, gangs kicking off like over it. It's got so bad at one point in Southall, the Sikh gangs were kicking off with each other just because of the area they were in
Yeah.
from back home.
Right. Okay.
From where they were from back home. So like one area would have their gang and one, you understand? And it was just stupid for nothing. People getting chopped up, bro. Like literally they were ganging up on them, pulling up in front of them in a car, pulling out choppers and swords,
Just 'cause they're from a
literally
different-
carving them up, bro. Just because they're from a different area, right? And I think what had happened is back in the days when a lot of this had happened, there was a messed up group, of people who were going around, and they thought it was okay to go around giving leaflets out in central London, basically saying that this, if you want to convert anyone, this is the religion to convert, this is the way to convert them, bullet points, and it was basically like a leaflet giving an instruction manual, So we come across it, and we knew straight away that this is going to get out of control. It went on for a little while, and then obviously we had to step in. And so our problem wasn't against the Muslims, it was against that particular group. But then what happened is that particular group made
That was a
it-
Muslim group.
It was at the time, yeah.
Right.
And that particular group made it into a Sikh Muslim thing.
Right.
They started getting other people involved. Oh, these guys are coming at us
Yeah,
because we're
yeah.
Muslims. It had nothing to do with the religion,
Right.
bro. Like you see, I mean, I don't know if you've seen. I do a lot of work helping
No,
the Muslim
absolutely.
community. bro.
No,
I
absolutely.
do a lot of work helping the Muslim
It's
community.
it's a different era,
Yeah.
but and also you got to understand our parents were a generation probably where they saw the split of India and Pakistan, India. So maybe they flew over with some predetermined because there was a lot of heartache when it split. A lot of people died, bro.
Yeah.
So maybe they came over here thinking that is the enemy. Those are, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not there. I can only presume. But those were some crazy fucking times, bro.
You know, even when the partitions had happened in India,
Yeah.
there was a lot of beef then as well because
Yeah.
a lot of people were forcefully taking control of land,
Yeah.
women, and you know, like they'd go into Pakistan and just kick them out and just take control, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, they go into India and just take control, and it was just it was
Very
crazy,
sad.
you know. And so you know, you had people that had spent their whole lives, like generations and generations of families living in their homes, and then suddenly, you know, you've got like they're getting kicked out of India, they're getting sent to Pakistan, and they've taken over everything, their land and everything, and then obviously vice versa in Pakistan as well.
It's gonna hurt you for life, isn't
So
it?
yeah, so
Gonna sting
obviously
you.
that aggression, that anger is going to be there. So
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what the main cause was, but at that time when we were kicking off with that one particular group, and it just kind of blew up.
Right,
you know?
sorry, can I just go back? So the Shere Punjab come to you? It's like an organisation?
Yeah. So
and they're kind of recruiting
Yeah,
youngsters?
they were friends that came to me, and well, I wouldn't say they were friends. I met them through one particular person that I was training with,
Yeah.
and it was his older brothers. They were all part of that, and then they sort of contacted me, and they were like, "Look, you know, you'd love to have a bit of a punch up. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you come with us in it, and you know, let's put it into good use." So I was like, "Yeah, cool. You know, I don't give a fuck as long as I get to smash people in. I don't really give a shit."
yeah, I hear
like,
that.
Politics, religion, to me, it was nothing. You know, what I
Yeah,
mean, I wasn't a religious person.
Yeah.
You know, and when I started to chill with these guys, I started to become a little bit more, learn a little bit more about my culture, you know, because these guys listening to some
Are
backwards
you wearing a
music.
turban at this time? Sorry, I'm just trying to understand. Okay, cool.
So these guys just listen to some proper backwards music, bro, like
like-
Jamaica and all that, yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? Like this guy, he's talking about making women pregnant and shit like that.
Right,
I'm like,
right,
this
right.
is, and how come no one chopped him up? And then I find out apparently he was shot.
Right,
They
right,
shot him on
right.
stage, you know what I mean, and his
Right,
missus,
yeah.
right. So you know, these guys, this group pretty much made me who I was. You know, they introduced me to Santa Janela Singh, who's the gentleman there. And through him, when I started to research about him, I started to learn a little bit more about faith. But then that faith went from not just being holy and religious, it was more kind of, I had so much anger and aggression inside me, and I wanted justice. Do you understand?
Justice for
For
what?
the attack that had happened in 1984 at the Golden Temple, yeah.
Right.
So they had actually killed him in that attack. So there was a lot of stuff surrounding that. You know, like back in the days, they had the Jallianwala Bagh. A lot of Hindu, Sikhs, and Muslims were killed when the British done the attack in the Jallianwala Bagh. So this was similar to that. What they'd done is the Indian government done an attack, and they basically took out a lot of innocent people. Thousands of innocent people just took them out.
Do you think you was too young to be put into this kind of group? Because do you get what I mean? I don't want to use that word, but it's like not grooming, but it's like you're so young and you're kind of not brainwashed. Do you get? I don't want to.
But then what else would I have done? I probably would have ended
No,
up
I
in prison.
understand. I don't want to speak out of turn, but it seems like it's like, I don't know, I can only speak from my side. If like some older Islamic guys get a younger kid and they try to they go through that way and then make him do bad things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So do you feel like...
Nobody put a gun to my head, bro.
No, of course,
That's the
but
thing. So,
when
but I
you're
think-
young, you are impressionable.
Yeah, I think these guys, they weren't older guys. They were just young lads that just wanted to fight.
But did you look up to them?
I didn't even know them, bro.
Okay.
So all I knew is these guys just love to have a punch up.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm game.
So you used to roll with them?
Yeah,
and
I used to roll with them, and because they were older, it was okay, because obviously I didn't like people hanging around people my age. I just thought people my age were just on a different level. I always, from a young age, I didn't think I was better than them, but I just thought I was different to them.
You're going around, you're targeting Muslim people, yeah?
No, not just Muslims.
Okay.
We were targeting anyone that we thought was behind all of this.
Behind all of what?
All of this madness where they were trying to do the grooming or giving out leaflets, and then there was issues where groups of guys,
predominantly Muslim guys that were.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it was a mixture. There was some black kids as well involved in them, and
Okay.
you know, but it weren't just that. It was a lot of it was we were going to clubs and bars, and
There was a lot of fights in
was a
bars
lot,
and
bro,
clubs,
you
bro.
saw
I
it,
see
man.
a million times, bro.
It was-
Even
we
at,
never used to go to the
even
pool
at like
birds.
uni events, you know, like you know, like uni used to have there, and there would be so many fights, bro. It was ridiculous.
we never used to go to pull women like nowadays. You
Yeah,
go
no,
clubbing
no,
in
no.
bars, and it's like, oh, you know, get a trim up, get ready, you know, wear your best clothes. You
Yeah.
know, it weren't like that
Yeah.
then. Then it was like, okay, we're going, we're ready, we're going
Yeah.
for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of the times, it got to a point where my friends now started to sit me down and have talks with me, and they started saying, look, bro, if you're going to do that, at least wait about half an hour, innit? Let's enjoy the evening.
Yeah.
Because I would walk in there.
Let's have a couple of. Oh, you walk and start
I'd
swinging.
walk in there, bro, and I'll just look around straight away. I'm on like, listen, man, I'm on like hunting mode, you know what I mean? And I'm scoping everyone there, and I'm looking for the biggest and the hardest guy, or the biggest group, and how that group, I'll see who's the hardest, you know what I mean? And so straight away, I'd see it, and I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm scoping them the whole time. I'm scoping. And I never know. I wasn't really much of a drinker, so it's not like I used to go there, get drunk, and be out of my fucking nut and go and kick off, right? So just be scoping, and then I wouldn't. The worst thing is, I wouldn't even wait for my pals. There'd be no sign,
Oh,
no
really?
signal,
You just
no
go mad.
nothing. I'm just like waiting, and I'm like, you know, fuck it, let's go. I just walk towards them straight, bang, 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 just fucking start clarning them in that, yeah? I wouldn't even look to see who's behind me, you understand? And I'd hear these stories afterwards when my boys would be sitting there, we'd all be sitting in a room, we'd be talking and that, chilling, and they'd be like, yeah, all we saw was just injection just go out of nowhere, just went and started blasting Bundy up, people flying around, tables, chairs flying around.
Was that your name from them as well? Injection or?
So it did start off at an early age because I used to do a lot of steroids, bro.
Okay.
You understand? So
How young are we talking?
14.
Well, that's no,
I know.
that's ludicrous, bro.
So
When
you're
you
in
say it
training,
like
you
that,
know the flex, yeah? Right? You know that when
See-
you're young, your testosterone levels are through the roof.
And you're
On top
in,
of that, I'm jabbing. But I wasn't jabbing one jab a week, bro. I was doing ridiculous amounts. I was doing 6, 7
14,
injections
bro.
a day, bro.
well, bro. Who's teaching you this, bro? 'Cause
So it originally happened accidentally.
you don't accidentally
No,
fall into a
check
needle
this
of
out.
testosterone.
Check this out. So my chacha, my dad's brother, he goes to me. He used to do like massages and stuff for people, like you know, like a physio, right?
Yeah.
So he went and done this massage for this guy who owned a gym in Southall. I think it was called Albert's Gym back in the days or something.
Right.
Yeah, it was Adele's gym. And the guy he was talking, he goes, yeah, I've got some knee problem as well. He goes, I can't fix his own, my judge was talking about his own knee. He goes, he couldn't fix it, even though he does massages, but he couldn't
Right.
fix it, right? Something to do with the cartilage or whatever. So he goes, look, take these tablets. He goes, you'll fix them. He goes, but they're for weight training as well. And he goes, all right, cool. He went back. He didn't bother taking them. I think he took 1 or 2. And then afterwards, when he realised I started weight training, he goes to me. He goes, look, because I was quite close to my chacha at the time. I used to go their back garden and my back garden joint, right? So I'd literally just
Yeah.
hop onto the next garden. And so he goes to me. He goes, look, take this. He goes, it's for gym. There was no internet, bro, at the time. Or maybe there was, yeah. There was none of that Google
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Age
yeah.
of 14 years
So
old.
he was
like,
unaware. He just
it's a long
thought-
time. But this is like flipping how long? 20 years ago.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
You understand what I said? 30 years ago.
What what tablets were they?
Turns out it was Dynable.
Okay.
Yeah. So 30 years ago, you can imagine they weren't. No, I couldn't Google it or doing that shit. And then so I started taking it, and within about 4 or 5 days, I started getting nosebleeds, and so then I spoke to my pals, and I was like, look, this is basically what's going on. A few of my pals, they were into their training, right? A few of them were older than me. And
Are you big at this point, at that age?
I was quite fat.
Okay.
I was quite fat. And so they checked. Turned out that it was Dynable.
Right.
So he was, oh, this is a steroid, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit. I didn't know the research on this.
Yeah.
Like, what, if there's any side effects
Yeah.
or none of that, yeah? So I was like, all right, cool. Started taking it, yeah? Started getting nosebleeds. Stopped taking it then. When I stopped taking it, I thought, my mate goes to me, he goes, allow your body to get used to it a little bit because it's new to the system. He goes, start again in a week.
Fucking hell, bro.
So I took a week off.
I didn't say, no,
Yeah.
you got nosebleed, stop
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
that shit.
So
Wow.
I stopped for about a week, and then I started again,
Right.
and I never looked back, bro.
Swear down.
Yeah, never looked back.
Yeah, but from that, tablets is one thing, injections.
Then I went to injections, and I remember once with me.
Yeah, but then who told you the injections? These same people.
No, then I started looking into it more, and my mate that I was training with, I think I started the injections when I was about 15, 16. Bro, you got any fan on here, man? It's fucking hot.
No, there's no fan, bro. It's hot out here,
Open
bro.
the door, bro.
Open the door, bro. It's
So-
the lights, bro. Apologies.
Nah, that's all right. So then what's happened is one of my pals, he sort of directed me that way. He's like, look, we can get these injections. We managed to, I still remember, we managed to get hold of one vial of Sustanon 250 at that time, yeah? And he was like, oh, bro, yeah, this is it. This
How are
is
you
one.
paying for this at age 14?
We got it free at this time. This was one vial. I don't know how the hell I got it.
Different
yeah.
eras. Yeah.
So managed to get this vial, and then and we were like, okay, so what should we do with this, yeah? And like an idiot, he's popped it open, but he's got no injections to do it. So now we're walking around with this open vial, yeah, driving around. And there were no hardly any mobile phones, I think, at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were driving around to people's houses who are into weight training and saying, look, we've got this. How do we take it? And they were like, oh, you need to do this. You need the injection. You need to do that. Whatever, yeah. So then they're saying, go to this place, go to that. We even went to Ealing Hospital, right, to try and get a syringe from there. They're looking at us like, no, why are we not just going to give you a syringe like this? So, bro, we must have been driving around for about 6-7 hours. We've managed to get hold of one syringe, yeah, and we've managed to take it out, jabbed it. I don't even remember where I jabbed it, yeah. And
He did he jab it as well?
nah.
Okay.
So I was a guinea pig.
Yeah, do you know what I mean,
Yeah,
bro,
he's
man?
like, I was the guinea pig.
Right.
And then he just, yeah. He eventually did go on it. The guy did go on it eventually, but I definitely started off.
And then your name is given injection.
But I was doing too many, man. I was doing about 7 jabs a day.
Did you ever have what?
Yeah.
Did you ever have any bad side effects or? No, that's very strange.
Yeah, so I never had spots or nothing. When there were certain ones that I would take for too long, and then I'd start having estrogen build up behind the nipples. But then for that, then you take Aramadex and stuff. I always tell people, look, they can send people to the moon and back. Yeah, they can create flipping artificial animals. Yeah, you're telling me they haven't got stuff to reverse the side effects or to make your body normal after taking steroids? Of course they have.
Right.
People just don't want to bother with the stuff that makes you safe because you can't see the effects of it. Steroids, you see the effects. But I see so many people, like 80 to 90% of the people that I know, they take juice, they get big, and then as soon as they're off it, they don't want to take no PCT, they don't want to take no Clomid, they don't want to take any of that, bro. You understand? And then they lose the weight, and then when they lose the weight, then they get depressed. Oh, I've lost so much weight. You're going to lose weight. You ain't done no PCT.
Would you advise steroids to anybody in the bodybuilding? Huh?
I mean, I don't take it now.
But
I
would
haven't
you
taken it
advise
for,
it?
yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. Because, I know there's a safe way of taking it.
Right.
Yeah? I've done it the wrong way and I've done it the right way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know there is a safe way of taking it. Okay. And when you are taking it in a safe way, you can see all the benefits. It helps you mentally. I mean, there's ones out there that I would not suggest using. Yeah. Like Tritren or any trend-based steroid.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're definitely looking to get banged up if you're going to end up in prison.
Do you
with
think
that
it,
kind of
do
shit.
you think it should be legal and then therefore safer? Because a lot of people
If it
go
was
and they
legal-
try to find it. They don't know
Yeah.
what they're getting. X, Y, Z.
See, the
They're
thing-
getting advice from Tom, Dick, and Harry in the gym. Do
Yeah.
this, try that.
I mean, if it was legal, it probably
Do you
it would there'll be a lot more knowledge out there for it.
Yeah.
But the thing what nowadays a lot of people are doing, they're going by the shit they see on forums.
Right.
They're going on forums and saying, this is how you do it. You know, they're Googling how to take this and that. And you've got this average knobhead who's just sitting there on a computer. He's probably got a beer belly out and he's just saying, oh, no, this is how you take it. That's how you take it. Or this is wrong. You can't take. They don't know shit. When you've been training since the age of 14, bro, and you've done and seen everything, you know what works and what don't. And I always say, stay away from any trend-based gear because you will end up getting nicked for some kind of aggression problems. Yeah, if you are going to do any test, stay away from the alcohol, stay away from milk, stay away from lemon and all that kind of stuff. Anything acidic that is going to trigger your estrogen. And if you are going to be taking that stuff, you can take stuff like tamoxifen and stuff, which will.
Man's like full-blown chemist,
Bro,
you know.
listen, there is so much knowledge
chemistry lesson.
like behind steroids and behind weight training. It's a science, bro.
Are you taking it now?
No, I've been off it for a long time. The only thing I was taking for a while was TRT, which is test replacement therapy.
Okay.
But with that, it doesn't. It's not like steroid, where steroid will make your test levels 400% more than normal. This will make it how you were when you were in your teens. You know what I mean? So it gives you that kind of same level.
How long has it been since you haven't?
Probably about 11 years.
Okay, cool. So just going back then, you're part of this Shared Punjab group, okay? You're a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full of testosterone, anger, going around fights all day long. What's the most trouble that you got into at that moment? Was you ever in any real danger, or was?
Bro, I'll be honest with you, and I was thinking even the other day I was talking to one of my pals about this. I genuinely had no fear. I didn't have any fear. There was nothing that I was stressed out about. There was nothing like, it was never like, you know, like nowadays people get themselves involved in gangs and shit and they get pressure put on them and then you stick it on them hard or somehow, which, you know, people just like, their life just everything just comes to a standstill because you've had some next crew stick it on them. Bro, we kicked off with so many crews, right? It weren't like we got to watch our back. It was just like, it's just another day.
Was there less weapons then, or was it like?
Then it was more straps, and it was like machetes, axes.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's more like kitchen knives, flick knives, Stanley blades, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, back in those days, if you could have it, you could have it, right? Nowadays, even the biggest ponce, wants to be a gangster because he's got a blade in his pocket. Yeah. Even the biggest one, he thinks he's a hard man. I see it all the time, bro. I go to schools and I do mentoring sessions with a lot of kids, and this is the first time I'm obviously mentioning this on camera, right? I've been doing mentoring with kids for a long time, okay? I sit with them, I do one-on-one sessions with them, and you know, and if there is anyone watching who's got a child that is a problematic child and you guys feel that you want me to sit down and start talking to them on a weekly basis or every fortnight, I can do that, right? I don't charge nothing. These schools are willing to pay me. I don't want no money because to me, this is seva, right? Yeah. This is my way of paying back to the community, right? So you've got all these weirdos that chatting shit on social media, right? It's cool. Tomorrow it's going to be their kids, bro, that are going to be sitting there and they're going to be bringing in gear to school. They're going to be bringing in blades. They're going to be doing all sorts of shit, and then they're going to be asking me to come and sit with them. You understand? Now, it is the case where, unfortunately, a lot of these youngsters do look up to me. Why I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And so a lot of the youngsters do.
But you do present yourself as a man of strength. Yeah. Online, from what I've seen, a man who's firm in what he thinks, assertive. So perhaps those are masculine traits for like up and coming youngster. Do you know what I mean? You know, which is fair enough. You know, whatever you're doing it. You're saying this is what I'm trying to do. You believe in it. You're assertive with it. You got stature about you. So Maybe that's why. But you're saying if anyone is, wants that help, any parents want help,
we can provide that.
They can reach out to you, yeah?
Yeah. Bro, I'm dealing with kids on a weekly basis. Weekly, and it's so many, bro, you'd be surprised, man, the shit that I got.
How bad is it out there?
But it's bad.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
The biggest problem we got now for our kids, and a lot of the parents don't know this, bro. Yeah. THC vapes,
Right.
normal vapes, THC gummies, and normal skunk, bro. It is so rife at it. It's unbelievable. Everyone's on it, bro.
Okay. Do you mean it like the skunk is laced with something or just normal skunk?
They're doing it. Kids are doing it in school. It's so normal, and it's crazy, bro. You imagine these kids are going into school and they're zoned out.
Right.
They're sitting in class. Your brain should be sitting there reading the books, and you should be listening to the teacher, and you should be taking it all in like a sponge, bro. But instead, you're sitting there and you're buzzing. You're zoned out. You know what I mean?
And
that's
these
what they're
gummies
doing.
can be hidden as well. You don't know
you
what
can't
they
tell,
are.
bro. And all they got to do is just take one before class. Some of them, bro, they last 6-7 hours. You understand? That's a school day. And bro, there's kids coming in with school with blades, flip knives, kitchen knives, and.
But why are they doing that? To be bad or just to be safe?
To be bad. There's these kids have got no beef with no one. I've been doing my research on this. They've got no beef with no one. They just want to carry it because they're thinking, if it kicks off, we're ready. But use your fists.
Are like a lot of them scared? Do you know what? The other day, about a month ago, I was walking down near here, and there was an alleyway, and I was walking down the alleyway, and there was a school kid walking in front of me, and he saw me, and he was ahead of me, and he pulled a knife out the front and put it in his back, almost like to show me. But I was like, he must be scared then, because do you get what I'm saying? I felt like he was scared because he didn't say anything to me, nothing, bro. He just kept going forward. Do you know what I mean? So
see, it could be because he's scared and he's just trying to warn you.
Yeah.
Or it could be he's just bragging and he's just showing, listen, bro, I've got a blade in it. You want to come? I'm ready. We don't know.
Fucking crazy, innit?
Bruv, the world is a fucked up place, man. And you know what? You know how it was back in the days. It's not like that anymore, man.
Yeah.
There's so many fucked up people, so many fucked up crews. There's some serious, dangerous people out there, bro.
How
serious,
can this be
dangerous
fixed,
people.
bro?
You can't.
It's
It's just
saying
the
it's on
world
the
is full
point
of
no
aggression, bro.
return.
The world is full of aggression, man. I'm
is
telling
that
you.
also
They're going to
because
be doing purging one day? You watch, give it another 20 years, there's going to be purging going on here.
Is that also a side effect of parents having to work more because everything's so expensive, like a knock-on effect? Do you know what I'm saying? Like now you've got mum and dad that really have to go out and work. I'm seeing a lot of that now.
Yeah, but it was like that more before, don't you think? When our age, our parents grafted, bro. They used to have more than one job, right?
Yeah, I hear
and
that.
They would graft, and they wouldn't have time to sit there with us and teach us about our culture because they were too busy working. But it was only literally day before yesterday, I was sitting with my pal, and he got me thinking about something, and he goes to me, he goes, you know what, bro? He goes, you know what the biggest problem is with the kids nowadays? And I go, what's that? He goes, the kids have got no responsibility.
Right.
So they don't give a shit. And it got me thinking, because when I was young, when you was young, when a lot of us were young, but we did what we did because we knew even if we ended up in prison, we're going to come back. We're still going to have a roof over our head. We're still going to have food on the table. We're still going to make sure someone's looking after us while we're in prison, getting us clothing, sending us money, doing all of that. We don't need to worry because our parents were old enough to manage the household, to look after the roost, you understand? But it's only when you get older and you start realizing, you think, fuck, like, I gotta be the breadwinner. I need to provide for this family. If you've got your own kids or you've got a wife, you need to provide for them. If your parents are older and they're not old enough to look after themselves, you need to now prioritize them. You need to start thinking, I need to look after my parents, because if I'm not here tomorrow, who's going to look after these lot? Nobody is. Nowadays, bro, everything's on the internet. You want to, any form you want to do, anything, it's all online, bro. Any bills you want to pay, my parents always coming out to me, but this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Everything's online. Before, you used to go to the post office and get it. You can't do that no more.
No, it's a whole new world.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's hard for them. And these youngsters, they haven't experienced that. So there's two ways it can happen. One way is they're going to end up getting to a point where their life will change and they will see responsibility and they'll have to man up. Or
But then they'll be like a deer in the headlights because they won't know how to
they,
handle the
they,
situation.
they won't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
They're banging their head against a brick wall. Or the second situation is going to be, they're not going to be ready for it, bro. They're not financially going to be working. They would have spent their whole lives being bums to a point now where they've got nothing. They're going to be 40, 50-year-old men with no roof over their head, right? No steady job, no education, no nothing. Criminal records, and then it's gonna be like, what do we do?
But when you're young, you don't feel like you're going to be.
You don't
feel
think
like
about
you're gonna
that.
be young forever, don't you?
You don't think about that, bro.
And you know when older tell you something, you're like, fuck off, man.
But this is when I try telling these kids this.
Yeah, but can you blame them to one degree
No, I
when
can't.
we was
100%, bro. Because I
when
know when I'm
olders were
telling you
telling
something,
me,
it's one out of three.
when olders
Yeah.
tell me, well, I was like, but wait,
Whatever, yeah. Your times are different, bro. Now times are different. Because you think you know best.
Absolutely. Can I touch on jail then?
Yeah, go on.
When was the first time you went and why did you go?
15.
Okay, 15.
Yeah.
For what, may I ask? Hey, the beard is looking immaculate, by the way. FYI, you know, man has got it down to a T. But God, sorry.
15 was in Feltham,
Yeah,
and it was for...
this is violence.
It was violence.
Yeah.
It involved... I'm not going to go into too much detail.
That's fine.
It
What was the
involved,
charge? You hurt someone?
Baseball bats,
Okay, fight.
knives,
Okay, big fight.
quite a big
You
one.
hurt someone, yeah?
Quite bad, yeah.
Okay. How long did you get?
So we ended up getting bail. Once we ended up getting bail, we ended up getting the charges dropped.
So you weren't in. You was on.
I didn't get the
remand?
charges dropped, yeah?
Yeah.
All right? Not,
Was you
I'm not getting
on-
down for perverting the course of justice. Somebody else got the charges dropped.
Was you on remand then?
Huh?
Was you on remand
Luckily, I only was in there for a day.
in Feltham?
Yeah, but boy,
Talk to me about that
Thank
day as
God,
like a 15-year-old.
bro.
Is this a main population or is it just on a
So I was in the holding wing.
holding wing? Yeah.
And all I remember, I just got taken down to this cell, and there was two guys with me. I just remember there was some steps going down, and it was just a landing, and further down there was the exercise yard, and all I just remember thinking, like, imagine the worst kids that you ever come across when you were young. Imagine that times by about 300. And it was just everywhere, bro. These kids, when I mean, it was like every single one wanted to be harder and better than the other one.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think, oh, okay, I'm going to go to war, I'm going to be this and that. I'm just looking around, I'm thinking, raw, this place is...
Mad.
This is mad.
Yeah, and you have to process it instantly,
Yeah.
otherwise your food. Isn't it?
I remember when I went into scrubs for the first time, and
Wormwood.
yeah,
Yeah.
and at that time I remember I sat there, and
What did you go in there for? Violence again?
it's always been violence.
It's always been violence,
Firearms or violence, or a lot of the times the cases will get dropped.
Lack of evidence.
98% of the time the cases will go dropped. I think this is why the police didn't like me, because when you start getting to that point where you think you're untouchable, they get hard on for you because they want to take
Is that
you
what
down.
you thought though? Honestly, you thought I'm untouchable.
I didn't think I was untouchable, but to the police, therefore, this group,
Right,
they
the
keep
Shere
getting
Punjab
up.
group.
Yeah, these guys just keep getting away with shit.
Right. How many guys in this group?
Currently now,
No, then, like in the peak when you was going prison.
probably about 2,500.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a gang. That's a whole
An
population.
organisation, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And is there like a hierarchy in this, or is it? Is it?
I'm the
run
main
like-
man now. Yeah.
No, I'm not about now. I'm talking
Yeah,
about then. Then.
So-
Like, is there a hierarchy?
There was about 3 or 4 guys that were running the show.
Right.
And these 3 or 4 guys, when I say running the show, people respected and looked up to them. And then when
There's
we'd
got to be
sit down
some
and
type
have
of
meetings,
hierarchy for 2,500 people.
nah.
There's no
We were
hierarchy.
just one crew, bro.
So then how do you get in that crew? How do people say, right, you are now Shere Punjab?
So
Do you know what I'm
if you're
saying?
my pal and you're chilling with me,
It's cool, you're in.
you're in.
Okay, so there's
But
no...
I had people that come to
Man
meet
just
me.
there, bro, you're in.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
I remember a few years back, I had a few of the lads from up East London come up to see me. And this was about 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And they saw me at the Nagar Kirtan. And I got introduced to them. And the guys were like, actually no, it was less than that. One of the middle guy, he goes, oh, this is such and such. Not going to mention any names. These are the East London Shere Punjab lot, yeah? And I'm like, okay. So I go to them, so you Shere Punjab? They're like, yeah. I go, so who made you Shere Punjab? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, who made you Shere Punjab, right? I mean, how did you become a part of this, right?
Yeah.
I said, because I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Nobody's spoken to me about this.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are. So
Yeah.
how the hell you suddenly just become a part of this crew now? So then I think that was an eye opener to them, because I think everyone was just like, oh yeah, we're SP and that, which is fine. It's not a problem.
It was
you don't
a
need
big
an
name,
application.
wasn't it, for its time? It
At
was-
one point, you needed an application form to fill in to join this
Right.
group. Yeah, and then. But when we were doing it, we changed everything, and it was word of mouth. We vouching for someone. If you
And
vouch
is
for them.
everyone Sikh in this group?
No.
No. What is it? Sikh
We've
and
got
Hindu?
Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus,
Okay,
white, black.
So that's interesting. Like
Yeah.
when you got Muslims in there as well.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I suppose when you started, you were pretty much against them.
No, even then we had a lot of Muslims as well.
Right. So
Yeah.
how did that work? Because it doesn't make sense. Because
These guys weren't against Muslims.
Right.
They were against people that were doing wrong.
Right. Okay.
Like, you know, there are a lot of, unfortunately, every faith has a lot of extremists.
Yes.
And these guys, their views are very different to your average Sikh or Muslim or Hindu. You understand? And a lot of people may not agree with that.
Did you deem your views as extremist at any point?
But I just wanted to fight, man.
Okay.
I don't give a shit. I didn't have no
I'm
views.
just- okay.
Yeah.
But do you look back and think that there were some people around you that had extremist views, perhaps, and were channeling that down to you?
Nah.
No. Okay. I have to ask the question.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Come to think of it, a lot of the boys that they just wanted to fight, man. They were animals.
So,
bro.
you know when you say I understand because
these
I
guys
just see
were
it, bro.
animals. They weren't like praying X amount of times a day.
Right.
And, you know, none of that. It
Right.
was these guys just wanted to just hurt people.
Yeah, because just as an outsider, I used to always just see Muslim boys fight Sikh boys,
Yeah.
and
It was-
you'd
it was
be
a
Shere
lot then,
Punjab,
yeah, it
and
was a
they'd
lot.
be chalvey or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that's the narrative that I
Yeah.
kind of
It
used
was,
to
I think,
see.
Yeah, it was the Panthers. I think were in the Cranford
Yeah.
area, and then you got the Chalvey boys and all
Yeah.
that. But you know what it is, bro. To be honest with you, that was it was an era, a little phase, or whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah.
since that's all died down,
Yep.
there's a lot of people from those crews
We're gonna-
that chat to our people and vice versa.
I'm
And
going to talk about
everyone's
that. And
friends.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, yeah? Can I just say, the sad thing about it all was,
Hmm.
to outsiders, we're just a bunch of packies, bro.
100%, bro.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm a packy, you're a packy.
Do you get what
you got brown skin, you're
do
a
you
packy,
get what
bro.
I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the sad thing, bro,
Yeah.
because we're in this microcosm, this rubbishness, and outside of it, every white, black person, look, fucking. Do you know what I mean? Sad, isn't it, bro?
Bro, some of my
You live and you
close
learn, innit?
friends, the Muslim, like we were just talking before
Yeah,
the
of
camera
course.
come on. Some of them, my
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
from up East London, yeah, that was a band
Even
that I did.
likewise, some
Bro,
of my best friends in the world are
yeah.
Sikh, bro. I've never
Bro,
got caught up in that shit, bro.
These guys, yeah, I swear to you, I'll fucking die for them. They phone me up
Yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
and they say to me, bro, we got a problem. I'd be there straight
No,
away.
no.
You know why? Because when you're in prison, you realize who your true friends are, bro.
Right.
You know who's gonna run. But there was times, sorry for interrupting.
No, good.
There was times where there's one of my pals, he's from up East London, a guy called Umba, yeah? This guy is such a solid guy, yeah? I remember one particular time, it was gonna kick off with this guy. He was a lifer, yeah? Gora. And he said something happened, and I was gonna fucking deal with him. I was ready, bro. But I didn't want to tell these lot, because I know these lot would be like, no, bro, like, you know, like, they would have tried to resolve it, or they would have come with me. I didn't want that. I didn't want to get anyone in trouble, because there was a lot of lifers with us. Yeah, this time we were in this is when I was in Latchmere House, yeah?
What's
And
that?
it's a decap prison in Kingston. But
okay.
you couldn't any old person couldn't get in there. You got to be serving over 10 years plus, right? To be getting in there. And so there's a lot of lifers in there. And so I go to the, nah, it's cool, don't worry. I said, I got it, I'm here anyway. I said, I'm not going to go and see him, don't worry. So I've told him I'm not going to go and see them. I thought, let me just wait a couple of minutes and I'll just slip up. I'll just kind of slip to the side, yeah? And then I'll just go and see the guy, which is what I've done. I hovered around for about 5 minutes. When I saw nobody was looking, I just chipped. I went straight to the guy's cell, yeah? And I was ready. I was going to do this guy. I've walked in his cell, yeah? And I go, what's going on, bro? I said, you're giving it large early on. And the funniest thing is, the whole reason it kicked off is he was in class and he started getting mouthy with the teacher, which was some woman, for whatever reason, in prison, yeah? And I got to him, I said, bro, why are you giving it large to a woman for, man? I said, you make you a big man. And he's like, yeah, you fucking this and that. I was like, all right, no problem. We're not going to do it here because the teacher's here, right? Because my dad taught me this from a young age. You always respect women, always, no matter what, right? So I thought, all right, cool, I'm not going to do this here. I said, I'll see you afterwards. I'll run up inside his cell. I said, come on, let's do it now, yeah? He's like, nah, bro, it's cool. Everything's cool. I don't want that. Got sorted. As I've turned around, Umber's there.
Right.
And I thought, this guy, man.
And
Like,
he
he had my back the whole time. And he told me as well, he goes, bro, I knew you were going to come. He goes, that's why I followed you in that, yeah? So, bro, these little things, he didn't have to come. You understand what I'm saying? Could have been like, oh, he's going to go and smash him up later. You understand what I'm saying, yeah? So you remember these things, you know? I don't say it all the time, but I got a lot of love for these boys, you know?
What was your longest prison time?
The longest was, I think, 6 and a bit years.
You did 6 and a bit years?
Yeah.
And where's that?
Bro, they kept moving me every 6 months because I was high
Is this
risk.
violence, yeah?
This was blackmail, kidnapping, and some next thing.
Okay, so you're elevating from kind of just general violence to more like is more organized
crime, yeah.
Organized
so
crime.
a lot of the stuff that we would get picked up for, a lot of it was kidnapping, because this is what we used to do for a living.
Kidnap people.
We used to kidnap people and like keep them maybe a couple of hours or a couple of days.
Is this for other people or for your own?
No,
purposes?
just money making, kidnap them, take their money. We knew they had illegal money stashed away.
Right.
We knew they'd have 100 grand somewhere, or they'd have 50 grand somewhere,
Right.
or they'd have 200 grand somewhere.
Right.
And we'll just kidnap them and say, listen, we want that money.
Right.
That's all it was. So we weren't kidnapping innocent people.
You're targeting people.
We were targeting people that were criminals. You understand?
Yeah.
And I guess we're still doing that, but just in a different way.
How so?
So now what I do is,
So we're still doing that?
No,
allegedly.
so I do what sometimes the police cannot do, with their hands are tied behind their back. I've had senior members of the police force come up to me and say, look, hats off to you, that we can only do what we can do when it comes to policing, because our hands are tied behind our back. We can only go by evidence. But they know this person's committed the crime, but there's no evidence for them to be nicked. They know that person's done it. The way he's talking, the way he's doing it, they know 100% this guy's fucking done it, but they can't pinpoint the evidence on him. Because there's no evidence, the CPS are basically saying, we can't charge him. So then I step in, or we step in, yeah? And we get justice.
How?
We talk to the people.
You talk to them.
We talk to the people.
Big smiley face. We talk to them.
So we talk to them, and we get them to see sense.
Okay.
You understand? And they make sure that they don't do it again.
Okay. You just talk to them nicely.
We talk to them.
Okay. But that's different from kidnapping and taking money. Is there any money here then?
No.
After talking to them,
No.
do they say thank you? Here's my
No,
my bank
they
card.
don't. There's no money
The
involved.
cash is
No,
over
no, no.
there.
But I do help a lot of people get their
Okay.
money back.
Cool, but okay, we're going on time now. Let me just stick to the jail thing first, right, please? So you do 6 years, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you been in prison? Like,
Well, if I was to mention it now, you get some twat that's gonna write on it. Yeah, whatever. He's chatting shit. Bro, I've been nicked so many times. It's unbelievable.
this is your story and your
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
Some keyboard warrior we don't give a fuck about.
yeah.
How
A
many
lot of
times have you been in
times,
prison?
bro. I can't remember, bro.
20?
Nah, way more than that.
You've been in prison more than
Loads,
20 times.
but the majority of the times I go in and I'll be released after about 3 days or a week.
Right.
You know, or a month.
What was your worst experience in prison?
Bro, that's another episode, you know. I'll
What
be
do you
honest
mean,
with you.
bro? I just want that summary version.
I've got some fucked up stories, bro.
Just tell me one. Just if they had to say, what is your worst experience in prison? I said that's another episode, you know. I'm guessing the book's coming out.
Worst
soon, you get
episode.
me?
I'll be worst episode. Worst one was a lad had come in, and one of my boys, he knew he had some drugs on him, yeah, and it was a large amount, and he'd plugged it. So he wasn't telling us where the gear is. We knew he'd plugged it. We said we want the gear, yeah. Out of nowhere, my mates pulled out a blade, yeah, the razor blades. He's bent him over. No, first what he done is, so he's bent him over. He goes, I'm gonna fucking take it out of his ass, yeah. So we're like, all right, cool. There's about 3-4 of us doing our thing. And so I thought he's just gonna stick his hand in there or whatever. My man's pulled out a fucking blade, bro. He just ripped his arsehole open and stuck his fucking hand in there. So I'm telling you, boy, some fucked up shit. There's some fucked up stories, you know. Some fucked up stories, bro. I'll give you another story next time. We'll save for next time when I broke a guy's arm in the arm wrestle, bro.
Nah, tell me that one because I'm not doing it next time, bro. This is far too graphic, bro.
So
you broke a guy's arm.
there was this guy, there was this kid that was there, yeah, and he had come in. His basically missus stitched him up, right? He got married to this woman. This guy, boy, if you saw him, I swear to God, he was a baby. He had the mentality of a child. Generally, there was something wrong with him. Big lad.
Yeah.
My height, yeah, my build.
Yeah.
He was a big lad, right? And he got married to his girl, yeah. She had a boyfriend back home, right? After about a year, he's like, look, what's going on in it? You're not sleeping with me, this and that. Nothing's going on. Like, you know, we want to have kids. Like my mum's basically, he's a proper mummy's boy, yeah? She basically told him straight up, she goes, I got a boyfriend. She goes, I want a divorce with you. I want to bring him over, yeah? So he's obviously told his mum. Mum, she said to her, listen, get out of the house, this and that, whatever, yeah? So they kicked her out of the house. She's gone and then put a rape case on him, saying that the mum's pinned her down while she's telling the son to rape him, which is just fucked up, right?
Yeah.
And if you met this guy, bro, you know, there's no way in a million years would have even happened.
Yeah.
He didn't have it in him, yeah? And so he was on this wing, and I go to him, I said, look, I know you ain't done it, yeah? I said, don't worry about going onto the nonsense wing. No one's going to say nothing to you, right? I said, but the moment I find that there is something iffy, I said, you're going to get dealt with, yeah? So he was there, and then what's ended up happening is, because he was the second biggest guy there, everyone was like, yeah, bro, give an arm wrestle, have an arm wrestle. This obviously, it was going on for a few weeks, yeah? So we were like, one day, you know what, fuck it, let's do it, yeah? So my boys, they were in a 3-man cell, and they're in their cell. He's come there, we've got the table out there, right? Now, at this point, all the screws were placing bets, all the inmates were placing bets. Right. Everyone was in on it.
Right.
Yeah, everyone's in on it. So you see, like, there's a whole line of people now there, yeah, outside the cell. So I'm there, I've got my arm out, and grabbed the guy's arm, started arm wrestling. I didn't even have to put too much effort in, yeah? I've just locked my arm, and I'm letting him put most of the effort in, yeah? Then what's ended up happening, I thought, you know, I've done enough playing with him, I'm just gonna take him down. As I've done that, started taking him down, he's resisting so much that all I heard was crack.
Snapped you off.
Big, it was a loud crack, yeah?
It's gone.
So I've just like gone back, and I'm like, whoa, right? But this guy was really fair skin, right?
Yeah.
For an Indian guy, he was really fair, right? So I just remember looking at him, his face just, everything just went red.
Yeah.
Within about a minute and a half, yeah, it was like, you know, you got a pot of water boiling and you put the lid on it and you start seeing the little dots of condensation build up. Before you know it, the whole pot the lid is full of. That's what happened, bro. I could see his skin started to get these dots everywhere, and the water just, before you know it, he was drenched.
Yeah.
This guy was absolutely drenched, and I'm thinking, shit. So he'd gone into shock. Yeah. So now he's going into shock. We're thinking, shit. So the screws are run back. They've gone and got the medical team, this and that. Yeah. They've come in there. So now the officer's sitting down on the bed. They're trying to give him comfort. And then we're thinking, shit, because where he's sitting on the bed, the pillow's there, and underneath the pillow's a mobile phone.
Right.
So we're thinking, fuck, right? What are we gonna do? Yeah. So we're trying to mask that up, and I'm trying to speak to him now in Punjabi, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the officer's English, and I'm saying to him, I'm saying, "Ban Choda," I'm saying, you fucker. I said, you better keep your fucking mouth shut. But the way I'm saying it to him is I'm stroking his back and I'm saying, "Benjo, that's what I'm So, like, he's just like looking at me, like, and the officer's saying, "What's going on?" I said, "Officer," I'm just reassuring him, "Look, don't worry, everything's fine. He's gonna be absolutely fine." Yeah. And then they've taken him, and he just kept his mouth shut. And then after that, I think, brother, I felt so bad for him because they'd done his arm. He had his arm in a plaster for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening is when they took the plaster off, they realised it healed in the wrong way. So they had to break it again and put it in again for about another 4 months. And then by that time, I think we moved off the wing or something, and I got sent to another prison, and they put him in the nonces wing because everyone just went for him. So yes, loads of mad stories, bro.
Are you gonna write a book, bro? I feel like you got.
I've got someone that has approached me that does want to write a book. Bro, I've had a lot of people, to be honest with you, contact me for books as well. Even with these podcasts and stuff, and I was talking about it before, but I don't give nobody time and day. I'll be honest with you. Like, with you, I've been seeing your work from quite some time. I remember when you guys used to do the music videos, and one tune that was stuck in my head when you lot done the gym song.
Oh,
it was your boys that done it? Your boys that done it, yeah?
Big up, Ange.
And they were on it, bro. And I remember when that song came out, I think these guys are on it. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell these lot are proper click. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on.
So, you know, like, you respect that. You know, you respect that. You think, you know, these guys have got a solid crew. You know, and unity is a big thing. And so it's from going back all those years, I've been seeing your work, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really go onto my social media much. I don't even read my messages anymore. I get people that are managing all of that now, yeah? If there's anything that someone's got a debt collecting, or if there's someone that's got any problems, they contact me if it's something important. But all the full-do messages, they don't send me, right? And I was just browsing through, and I see this video with you and that Harnam, right?
Okay.
And
big her up, come on.
So then I clicked on it, and I didn't even see your profile. I ended up seeing the profile for this the podcast, yeah. And then I messaged you on there, blah blah blah. But bro, I get a lot of people contact me saying, do podcasts, do this. I just turn them down. I can't be bothered, bro.
I really appreciate it, and thank you. Can I ask about this whole TikTok world, this social media world, because your presence is big out there.
Well, gunned.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
No, but you're out there, bro, and you're actively out there.
Yeah.
And you're quite assertive in a ways. You know, you want things done in the X, Y, Z. But on the flip side, it kind of makes you judge, jury, and executioner, like Judge Dredd. It's almost like you putting, do you know what I mean? And I suppose I've got to ask the question, what makes you the guy to say this is, do you know what I mean? That's wrong, and I want this dealt with. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what it is a lot of it is just down to...
Because there's like a due process for things. I'll give you an example. I see you in a Vodafone store, yeah? I don't know what was going on, but you was putting it on the manager, bro. And you can clearly see you are a man of stature, bro. Like, he's not, you know, he's clearly out of his depth. He doesn't want any trouble. And it's very intimidating for someone. I just don't know the story, right? Yeah. But I'm saying it's clear you want what you deem as justice done there and then, right?
Bro, he got an 80-year-old man to sign up to a 2-year contract when all the guy wanted to do was go in there and fix his screen.
Okay.
So they done him. And then on top of that, at the time, the girl that I was seeing, she was on the phone to me, yeah? And I'm driving on the M25, and she's gone into the store with that uncle. And she's talking to this manager. Bro, I can hear the guy on the phone giving it to her. Get the fuck out of my store. But she didn't speak rude to him. She's talking to him nicely. She goes, but why are you selling him a 2-year contract because he can't speak the language, you lot have taken full advantage of that, and you've signed him up to a 2-year contract when you know all you wanted to do was correct his phone.
Yeah, but...
So that's the only reason I spoke to him like that, is because he spoke down to her in a bad way.
So, but can you understand where someone's watching and it does appear like
Yeah.
you are judge, jury, you are
bro,
Judge Dredd. You get me?
I
It's
can't
like,
help what build I am and the way I speak, innit?
no, I get that, but it's like you want stuff done and you want it dealt with.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, hold on, why have you got the authority to say this is... Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And I'll give you another example. We had Frenzo here recently, and I saw a video of you demanding that something get taken down of his or a video. Yeah. And again, okay, I can understand an angle. A lot of people may not like what he's doing, but then what gives you the authority to say, listen, I want that down now, because you're coming with intimidation, you're coming with you need to do that or else, and or else is not, I'm going to go to the police, is it?
Let me answer that question, yeah? When we commit a crime, in the eyes of the law, yeah, we get sentenced
Yeah.
by the police, by the government, by the judge. But who are these people to tell us how long we got to go inside for?
Okay.
They
Yeah.
don't own us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it makes you think, like, what gives you the right to tell me I'm going to be sitting behind bars for the next 10 years? You don't even know me, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what gives you the authority to put me behind bars? Like,
I get that, but that's a whole process, isn't
no,
it?
but it's their job to. That is their job to do right. Yeah.
To regulate.
Yeah,
shall
to
we say.
regulate. So what it is where the police can't step in, I step in and I regulate.
Yeah, but if they can't step in, then there must be an issue as to why it can't be regulated.
Evidence. They won't.
Okay,
Like, if I'd gone to them about the Vodafone thing, what the police do? They're going to laugh at me, bro.
Totally, but it is the lack of evidence, then there is a percentage that you might be wrong. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
If I'm wrong...
What I'm trying to
yeah,
say is, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you are regulating, but it's like you are the judge. You're saying, listen, I've seen this, I don't give a fuck, I want it dealt with. Do you know what I'm saying? And I look at it and I think, okay, cool, but then what gives... Do you understand what I'm saying?
Bro, it's just the way it is, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, but is it...
Just the way it is.
Okay.
Like, look, I try and get as many people to be as much staunch and stand up like me, and I try and say to them, do the same. Like, I shouldn't have to be sitting here reading fucking 100 messages. But you help me with this. I got this problem. Someone's done me out of this much money. Someone's done me out of that much money. Even though I'm getting people managing my messages, I still have to read about 100 messages a day.
But
and it's like, I
can
try
you
and tell
appreciate-
people, why don't you lot deal with it?
Right, so two things. Can you appreciate there's always two sides to every story?
Oh yeah, but I always find out. I always get to the bottom of it.
Right.
So when I knew exactly what the story is with this Vodafone situation, but when normally, like only the other day, I got someone spoke to me saying money's owed, this person owes me money, blah, 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 blah. Now, rather than me going and sticking it on that guy, saying, you owe this guy money, you need to fucking pay him, I went and spoke to that guy. I went and found out exactly what the story is, and I found out there's two sides of the story, and I just tried to resolve it. That's it.
Okay, and with the Frenzo issue,
Yeah.
you're telling him to remove a video.
That was quite some time ago, many years
Yeah.
ago. So what had happened with that situation is, obviously he's in that game. Yeah?
Yes.
He's in the music game. What these guys done is, obviously he's not Sikh, so he's not going to realize the depth of it, right? He's created a video, and in that video there was half-naked women running around. There was a lot of vulgar words that were used in that video. And I think what upset me was the fact that these women had religious symbols on their neck.
Oh,
and
did
they
they?
were zooming in and out of it.
What did they have?
Kande, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So imagine if it was exactly the same,
With
and it was a Muslim sign,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And they were zooming in and out.
Yeah.
Bro,
Okay.
without any doubt, I would have done exactly the same.
Okay.
Even if it was for a Muslim religion.
Yeah.
Because it's wrong. Yeah. So it's not because whether it was Sikh or whatever, it was wrong. And so, but the guy, look, hats off to him. He put his hands up and he said, look, I fucked up. You know, it was just one of those things. You know, we're human at the end of the day. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and even what's his name, Savak. You know, he put his hands up, and you know the situation was dealt with.
Yeah.
So,
Are you worried there's always going to be someone bigger?
100%, bro.
So
Not all is there going to be. There are people that are bigger.
right. So where's you're doing this Judge Dredd thing?
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, not really. There's about 2,000 of us.
Okay, cool. but you are
Yeah,
the kind of
Yeah, yeah.
poster boy for this, right?
Okay.
Are you not worried there'll always be like there'll be someone bigger, and it's like
Look.
like someone will be like, do you know what? He's saying this is wrong. I actually think what he's doing is wrong.
Bro, when our Sikh warriors went into war with thousands, like 40 of them went into war with thousands and thousands of Mughals, they didn't go into war thinking that we're going to get dealt with.
But this is a different type of. This is not that type of war, though, is
Yeah,
it?
Bro, it's what were they fighting for? They weren't fighting for anything. It was just it was just, you know, like back in those days, it was all about territory, and people like the Mughals wanted to take over. So there was actually, it wasn't like, oh, you basically done this to my sister, or you said this to my mum, or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just all about land. You know what I mean? And the Mughals wanted to take over. So like even now, the wars that we're fighting now, they're actually justified. There's reasons behind it. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's reasons behind this. If we did go to war and something ended up happening, I'm blessed, I'll be honest with you, touch wood, yeah? A lot of my people in our circle, they are very, very connected people. Very connected. So it's never got to the point where someone tougher or someone bigger or someone more dangerous has come across us where they've ended up sticking it on us, because the worst that's ever happened is we've had middlemen come in and it's been resolved and, you know, it's been sorted. But it's never got to that because there's too many of us, and every single one of us is a fucking naughty boy. You know what I mean?
What about, like you said, people sending you messages every day? It's like, is that really your burden to carry? Are you at a stage where people are just putting their burdens onto you and saying, do you get what I'm saying?
I know
how
straight
do
away
you
within
pick,
the first few
how do
sentences
you
I
know
read it.
what's what?
No, I read them, and like the other day, bro, I got some woman messaging me, yeah? And she's basically messaging me because she split up with a boyfriend. He took the dog and he started breeding the dog. So she's saying, I want the money from the breeding. I'm like, listen, man, I got dealing with some serious shit here, you know, and you want me to chase your poodle up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you do get these.
Yeah.
You understand? And I've had women, I've had one woman last time, she told me she's having problems with the neighbours, you know, her life's in danger and this and that. So I've drove up all the way up Leicester, bro. And it turns out that her life's not in danger. She just got a problem with them parking their car outside their own house.
So what do you do at that stage when your time's been wasted? Obviously,
I get fucking pissed off, bro. But what can you do, bro? What can you do, innit?
Well, you got to do something, innit? Your time.
My time is too valuable, bro.
How are you earning money then if you're just doing favours for everybody? Because favours don't pay the bills, bro. Favours don't put food on the table, bro.
I play the lottery.
No, come on, man. But do you get what I'm saying?
That's a different topic.
Okay, you want to curb that. Fair enough. Okay, cool. So, is there not a point where you feel like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this?
Yeah, I've told myself.
Do you have a family, children?
Yeah, I've got 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah. I've told myself, and it could change. I'm 42, going to be 43 in 1 week, right?
Right.
I've told myself by 45, I'm walking away from this.
Right.
So, bro, I can't.
Because you get older, the energy's not the same, is it, bro?
It's not that. I've tried to help as many people as I can. My aim is to try to bring some kind of awareness to the younger youth and try and get them to man up a little bit, yeah, in a positive way, you know. Show them you need to protect your family, you got to protect your loved ones, yeah. Don't be rolling around in all these gangs, this and that. Even though I'm doing it myself, bro, but a lot of the people in my crew, our main priority is our families. Our families will always come first. But there was one time where it wasn't like that. Our friends were our priority. And this is what I want to try and teach these people, that it can't be like that. Your family has to be your priority. You need to start making some money. You need to start putting food on the table. You need to sort your fucking life out. You end up with a criminal record. But I've got 1 child in Canada, right? I can't even go to America or Canada now because I've got a criminal record.
Yeah.
So I'm now trying to do it through the proper channels, you understand? And so I can go there, right? So, you know, these little things, they make a difference. So when you've got a criminal record, you can't get a job tomorrow if you want to work in a bank or you want to do something. Nowadays, everyone's checking. Now, back in the days, you could do a security job and you couldn't have a criminal record. Now, you can't even do that if you've got a criminal record. It's ridiculous.
So you are actively looking for a way out?
Listen, I'm going to be done with this in a few years, I'll be honest with you, because it's just, look, I'm going to be 45 in 2 years and I need to start enjoying my own life now. I need to start putting myself first. And
your children, surely.
100%, bro. When I'm with my kids, I don't even answer my mates' calls. I do not answer any phone calls. When I'm with my kids, I'm dedicating my time to my kids.
Are you
100%.
worried when you're with your kids, you might bump into someone that's been in...
Never, never.
You never worry like that?
Never. No, never.
Why? Are you just not that...
Who's going to be that stupid, bro? The last time I got jumped, it took 8 guys to jump me, yeah? Out of which 3 of them ended up in hospital. And then about a couple of weeks later, and this has got nothing to do with me, a couple of weeks later, someone's run up in their places and started blasting off shots.
Randomly?
You understand what I'm saying? While in their restaurants, in the daytime, while the customers were there eating, someone just run up in there and started blasting off shots.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you? Pain-wise, body-wise, hurt-wise?
My death of my partner. Yeah.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
another story.
I'm sorry, I was unaware.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Are you prepared to talk about that? Or you just want to leave that?
Yeah, but then that's going to be a long story, bro. You want to
No,
talk?
I just want. How did it happen? Is that
When you've done the shit that I've done in life, you're ready for everything, bro. Everything. One thing I wasn't ready for was that.
right?
Because, you know, you spend your whole life trying to be tough, trying to be hard, yeah? But when you've put in that situation, you don't know how to deal with emotions, because emotions kick in, you know, like, it was just messy, bro. Like, I'd done my first aid about 5 times.
Your first what? Sorry.
My first aid, yeah?
Right.
So I thought, oh, if anything ever like that happens, I'll be ready for it.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there in the chair next to her.
What happened? Sorry, I don't know.
She being a guy, sometimes you say things, yeah, and you don't mean them, but you say it still being a guy. So we had a conversation. Something had happened. She said to me, "I love you," and me, being the prick that I was, thought it was okay to say, "No, you don't." Okay, but deep down I knew she did. Okay, so she then took an overdose to maybe just to try and maybe it was just to show me, you know, that I love you. But I think what it is she didn't know that she was going to pass away, and because I found out afterwards that the stuff that she'd taken, she thought it was herbal stuff.
Right.
That she'd been getting from this
my God.
doctor, which her friend had referred,
Right.
who was one of those herbal doctors. But it was only when they done the autopsy, they found out it wasn't herbal stuff. It was antidepressants, which were muscle relaxants. So she took so many of these muscle relaxants, which she thought were herbal, that they relaxed her muscle so much, it basically her heart stopped working and everything.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
And then, so when you're there in that situation and the person
And you
love
was in
next
the
to you-
house.
Yeah. And then I just remember, bro, that it hadn't snowed the whole year. And that one day it snowed for only half an hour, but it snowed so much that it took the ambulance 2.5 hours to come down. So I'm on the phone to this ambulance now. I'm trying to talk to them. I'm getting angry at them because they're not telling me how far they are. So I'm like, look, you guys telling me you don't have trackers on your ambulance. Like, you should be able to tell me how far. I mean, these guys, if you were to make a phone call from your phone to the police, they track down your mobile number and tell you where you are and they can come. But yet they ain't got trackers on the ambulances, which is bullshit. So this guy wouldn't tell me, and I'm getting a bit rude with him. And then what pissed me off is he's threatened me and said, "Listen, mate, if you're gonna keep talking to me like this, I'm gonna cancel the ambulance." So now at this point, I'm like begging him, "So I'm sorry, please, just don't cancel the ambulance, right?" And then they were just taking too long. They're not telling me. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna take her in the car. So now I remember I've carried her out and I've gotten to the car, and I remember, I don't know how the hell I got this strength from. But I'm holding her like this. I've got my arm like this, and I've lifted her now with one arm now, yeah. And she was quite a tall lady as well. So I've somehow got the key underneath. I've opened the door. The central locking's opened. It weren't one of those the button ones, yeah. So I had to open it from the central locking. Then the other door opened. Then I've walked around. I've put her in the seat. Now I'm trying to drive in the snow. This is an old wire edge Ford Focus, yeah. There was no 4x4. It was no, like, you know, traction controls and shit like that, yeah. So I'm now trying to drive, but the thing is, my mind's gone blank. I didn't know where the hospital was, and I'm in Maidenhead. So I'm thinking, where's the nearest hospital? So I'm now driving around, stopping people.
Oh my God.
Where's the nearest hospital? Where's the nearest hospital? Yeah. So then I've gotten to the main roundabout where the A404 is, and I've got a call from the ambulance. They said, "Where are you?" I said, "Look," but the way they said it was like they're there. "Where are you, Miss?" Oh, not Miss Andrew. "Where are you, mate? Where are you?" And I'm like, I'm just going to the hospital. Yeah. They're like, no, you need to go back. You need to go back or come back, or whatever. I don't know. So something made me think that they're there. So now I've spun the car around. Yeah. I'm heading back, thinking they're there. Now I'm driving like a maniac. As I'm trying to drive like a maniac, I've lost control of the car. I've smashed the fucking car while she's in there. So I've got hold of her. Hopefully, like she didn't have a seatbelt or nothing on. So my main priority is trying to make sure she's okay. Luckily, she wasn't hurt in the crash. Yeah, and so then I've managed to still drive the car a little bit. I've managed to park outside, realize there's no ambulance there. I've knocking on the doors in front, just asking people for help. One of the guys has come out. Luckily, like this guy, he knew what he was doing because my mind went blank. Yeah, even after the first aid courses, and so he's now put the car seat back and he's trying to make her breathe until the ambulance has come. They've kept her for about half an hour in the ambulance, which it seemed like about 2-3 hours at the time. And I remember at the time her son called on her phone, and on my phone, sorry. And he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, Kira, you okay?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm trying to ring Mum's phone, but she's not answering. The school wants to talk to you. They're asking if it's okay I can go home because of the snow." So I was like, yeah. I said, "Let me just ring home your granddad to see if anyone's at home." So I rang up granddad. They said, yeah, no problem. Send him. Rang up him again. Said, "Let's send him. It's fine." Yeah. All along, his mum is dying in the ambulance. Yeah, and so then they've taken me to the hospital with her, and I just remember I'm in the car. I'm trying to touch her feet, yeah, because I remember she used to hate when I touch her feet.
Right.
And she was like, "You're a man, you shouldn't be touching a woman's feet," yeah. So I'm trying to touch her feet now, and I'm trying to, like, in my head, like,
yeah, she's gonna say something.
she'll get wound up and say, "Look, what are you doing?" And gone to the hospital. They've taken her inside. Half an hour later, they've come out, and the doctor's like, "Look," and I'm like, fuck, and he's trying to explain to me, because we've been trying for 20 minutes, half an hour. He goes, "Nothing you do," and just, you genuinely,
Take your time, bro.
so you genuinely think when someone is in hospital, everything's okay. She's safe now. I thought she's safe. She's in hospital, she's safe. And nah. So they told me it's nothing, there's nothing to do. So now I'm just thinking, I was being selfish, and I'm just thinking, what am I going to do? Like, I can't live without her. I cannot continue without this woman, right? She's supposed to be spending the rest of my life with her. And so everything just straight away, it was just destroyed. Then I'm sitting there and I'm now planning how am I going to kill myself, because I want to be with her now. I don't want to be with anyone else. Having kids, having parents, none of that mattered. I just wanted
Sorry to
be with
interrupt. Are your children with this lady?
her. No, they're from my previous marriage.
Okay, right.
And so now I'm thinking of ways of how I'm going to be with her now, yeah? And then as I've left, her family, fucking bunch of wankers, they're fucking trying to put pressure on the police to trying to get me nicked, because they were saying that he's got her killed, yeah?
Right.
But the whole reason that she suffered from depression her whole childhood was because of her ex-husband and was because of her dad and her family, yeah? And a couple of her sisters, right? So I'm not going to go into detail, but if she was in a normal mental state and I'd said that comment, she would have done nothing. The fact that she'd been suffering from depression her whole life, and I wasn't aware of this, and that one comment had triggered something, she ended up doing what she done, and then the police were trying to put pressure on, the family trying to put pressure on the police, get him nicked. They got me nicked, kept me in there for a couple of days, and I know from what, there was a woman police officer that was dealing with me, and I could just tell that she could feel my pain. Like, these guys deal with people on a daily basis. They know who's chatting shit and who's not.
Yeah, of course.
So all I remember is her last words before they let me go. She goes, "Please, Jasper, don't do anything stupid." Now, I don't know if she was saying, don't go and fucking send a gunman to their house, or don't try and take your own life. You understand? I remember my mates picked me up, and all I had done is I said to my family, I need to go back to her place. I'm gonna go to sleep there, and I need to be there, right? And they made sure that my friend and my cousin went with me. And so before that, I'd already been planning it, but I didn't tell my mates. So I was telling my mates, I said, I need sleeping tablets to help me sleep. And they were like, okay, cool. So on the way coming back from hospital, we've done a pit stop, got some sleeping tablets from someone that we know. There was a couple of packs, yeah. So as I've gone home now and we're leaving to go back to their house, I'm saying bye to my family, but I'm saying it to them in a way that I'm never going to see them again. I'm hugging my niece.
So you were so strong-headed.
I knew. See, this is the worst thing about when it's someone like myself. When you're not afraid of anyone and you're not afraid of death and you're so strong-willed, when you make your mind up, there's nothing stopping you. So I knew I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, no one's gonna fucking stop me, right? So gone back, was waiting for them to go to sleep. I've pulled out her laptop and I've made about 10 different videos for all the individuals. One for the police saying, don't blame my mates that are upstairs, it's got nothing to do with them. Because I knew that I didn't want them to be in the same situation that when my missus passed away, me getting arrested, yeah? So I said, don't blame them. I made a video for my kids, made a video for my ex-wife, made a video for my parents, made a video for my friends, all these videos, right? And I done, like, you're familiar with ephedrine, I'm assuming, right? It's a weight training thing, people take it, fat burners, right? And it's basically like a pre-workout as well at the same time, yeah? So if you take 2 ephedrine, is what they say is the maximum dose. 4, it's borderline dangerous, yeah?
Right.
I took 126.
Sorry?
126, yeah?
You took 126 ephedrine tablets.
Yeah. And I took 2 packs of sleeping tablets. I done 2 packs of Energy Plus energy tablets, yeah, caffeine tablets. So I've got shitloads of now stuff to stimulate the heart and make you have a heart attack. At the same time, I'm taking stuff that's going to make you go to sleep, so you're sleeping, but your heart's just getting crazy, yeah? So this is what my plan was. I'd picturise this is what I'm going to do, and on top of that, I've knocked back 2 litres of alcohol to wash it all down with, yeah? And I'm sitting there, I've got her pictures on the TV, I've got the laptop in front playing, and I'm just lying on the sofa, chilling. And then I remember I rang up my ex-wife saying I'm sorry for everything, blah, blah, blah. Then I switched my phone off. And I thought, she's got no way of knowing who I am, where I am, or whatever, where I am or who I'm with, yeah? She's phoned one of my friends from Kent. She had his number. And she said, this is basically what's happened, I'm worried, yeah? He's fucking then, now this is a totally different circle. This is my Kent boys, yeah? He's somehow, I don't know how, he's got hold of the number of one of my London boys. And then he's phoned him, he's sleeping upstairs. All I remember is they've come downstairs tiptoeing, he's come into the room. I'm like, oh, what's going on, bro? And my cousin's there as well. Now, they'd known that, okay, he's done this. So they've called the ambulance straight away. But they're not telling me. So they've come down and they're like, oh, you okay? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm just sitting on the sofa. I was like, I'm going to close my eyes for a little while, yeah? And they're like, okay, cool. And they go, you okay? You go, why don't you talk to us, innit? And I'm like, fuck, they know something, innit? So they're trying to talk to me. I'm like, nah, it's cool, bro. I'm just going to crash out. Next thing you know, ambulances turned up, they've let them in. And I remember he was a young lad, he's quite solid, yeah? And then there's a woman. And they were like, you need to come with us, yeah? And they're trying to, they go, you need to come up. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. As I stood up, projectile vomiting everywhere. Alcohol's come up, all this shit, it was just fucked, yeah? And I'm like, fuck. I'm looking around and I just remember thinking, if she was alive, she would have fucking gone nuts at me, yeah? Because she kept the house clean. And so I'm like, all right, I sat back down, like, whatever, innit? They were like, look, mate, you need to come with us. I go, nah, mate, I'm not going nowhere. I said, I'm cool, I'm chilling, right? He goes, listen, mate. He goes, I'm not asking you. He goes, I'm telling you, you're coming with us. I said, yeah? I said, fucking touch me, I'll fuck you up, yeah? And that's the last thing I remember saying. After that, I remember waking up in the hospital bed. Apparently, I'd been there a couple of weeks with a fucking tube in my neck.
Oh, really?
And don't remember anything. All I remember is one of my pals telling me that the doctor told him in 26 years he'd never seen a case like this and that he's surprised that I'm still alive. But then after that, I tried multiple times to try and take my life again because I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be with her. And I felt that the longer I was leaving it, the more she's drifting away from me. Right. So I was trying to be with her quick. So I tried a few times, and then one day I remember
The same way.
different ways. You know, I injected 10 mil of air in my heart, in my chest. Yeah, thinking that air eventually is going to circulate, go through my heart, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Right? I tried everything, right? And I was going to do I done the exhaust pipe thing from the car. And
What?
Yeah, I tried everything, bro. And then I remember once I'm walking down the street, and I used to have my hands-free kit in my ear. And I'd be walking the dog, but that hands-free wasn't plugged into anything. It was just in my pocket. And I'd be talking to her. And I'd walk the dog 10 times a day, bro, because I'd talk to her 10 times a day. Because if I was at home, they would have thought I was getting mad. So I'd be talking to her while I'm walking. And I remember saying to her, babe, I'm coming. It's not long now. And I remember it was April the 6th, which is her birthday. And I'm like, babe, I'm coming now. It's not too long, you know? And I just remember, like, boom, like I'd be hit by a train. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I can't do this. I got a family. I got kids.
Oh, it hit you suddenly.
It just hit me, bro.
Right.
It wasn't even gradually. It hit me like a train had hit me. And I know that had something to do with her, right? And I'm like, I can't do this. What the fuck am I doing? And then from then I just stopped. And then I started to, because I'd been going to a lot of mediums to contact her, to trying to communicate with her. And they all would say the same thing to me. You've got a gift. You've got a third eye. You know, you've got a greater purpose in life. And I would always be like, what fucking greater purpose is that? It's all bullshit, yeah? And then the gift apparently was that I've got a third eye. So I started looking into that, and I realized I did have a gift. I could read people's energy, yeah? So I could be looking at a picture of someone, I could be talking to someone, and like, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to him, like, I could read people's energy. I can tell if this guy's a slimy person, or, you know, if he's a fucking waste man, or if he's a good man, yeah? And that's why I'm sitting here with you, bro. And then, so that's what's got me this far in life. This is why I've got to this point in life, because of that energy reading. But I got to a point where I realized I had to figure out what my purpose in life was. And I realized this was my purpose. I had to be here for people that needed help. And one of those people was my family, my parents, you know, and not just my family. It doesn't, like, being a Sikh, you don't just protect your own loved ones, you protect anyone that needs help. And that's what I done, you know. And then I remember, like, literally about 3 years ago, I woke up one morning, I was brushing my teeth, looking in the mirror, and I'm like, the fuck am I doing, man? This ain't me. I'm a lion. And I look like a fucking, like, totally the opposite. So I was like, that's it. I'm fucking growing my hair. I'm keeping my beard. And that's it. Just never look back in.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I had no idea. What would you say to anybody that's kind of in a depressive state, as someone who's...
See, everybody, like, now, I'll be honest with you, mentally I'm in a very good state. You know, I've got someone that's, you know, that's been helping me for the last 2 years a lot. You know, and before that was my...
when did this happen? Sorry, may I ask?
2013.
Right, okay.
January 18th.
Okay.
And before that, my daughter's mum, the one that's in Canada, she was my rock, right? She's helped me a lot. And then now, it's literally about 2 years ago, I met someone who's literally just been, you know, this person has just given me so much support, you know, and he's just always been there for me. And this person's made me realize that what my priorities are in life. So, you know, you meet people in life, and those people, they teach you different things.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always seen that when you meet someone, try to take in as much as you can from this person, because this person come into your life for a reason, you know. But I'd say to anybody that, look, if you are going through that situation, if you can get help, do it. Me personally, I did try going down that route, and it didn't work for me. And I realized the only person that can help me is me. So I started changing the way I thought about things. I stayed away from the antidepressants. I didn't want to touch that purely because that's what killed her. And but I started, the gym helped me huge. You know, I'd be sitting there bench pressing, and I'd be crying while I'm bench pressing. You know, and I know this, and I'd be suicidal, thinking after I've done this session, I'm gonna go and kill myself. And then as I'd be walking out, I see a guy coming in with a wheelchair, and I'm thinking, I think I've got it tough. This guy's got it tough, but he still managed to come into the gym. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, these little things. I remember once I was walking the dog down the street, and I was suicidal, and I'm thinking, like, I'm just gonna fucking jump off a bridge, or I'm gonna go to the station and kill myself, right? The amount of times my daughter's mum got a phone call, yeah, where I said to her, I'm gonna jump off a bridge, or I'm gonna go in front of a train, right? And I'm walking the dog, and he's gone down this alleyway, and I remember it was summertime, it was hot, and it was dark, right? And he's gone down this alleyway, and he started sniffing, and out of nowhere, it was bushes, all bushes in this alleyway, right, in between the houses. Like, you know, you've got these houses here, you've got the alleyways. This guy's got up, he started screaming, oh, Baji, sorry. He goes, sorry, Baji, and I pulled the dog back, and I'm like, fuck, I'm like, sorry, I walked off, and I'm thinking, rah, here's me trying to kill myself, and I've got everything. And there's that man there, he's still living, and he don't know where he's gonna sleep tomorrow. He don't know where he's gonna get his next meal from. He's lying there in bushes, there's rats, there's mice, there's cockroaches, fucking all sorts of piss and shit there, and he's sleeping there in that. And here's me thinking I got it tough. So these things would happen to me, and when they'd happen to me, I'd open my eyes and I'd be like, fuck, I need to change, man. I need to sort my shit out, because I have got a greater purpose in life, and here I am, bro.
So the brighter days are...
I was supposed to be on the Shizzio Show, bro.
No, come on, bro. Don't do that, bro.
This is what it was, bro.
The brighter days
Yeah.
are always coming.
Oh, 100%, bro. My life has gone... Look, to be honest with you, when I was with her, I can't replace those days. I mean, I had times with her that, like, I think about it now, and it makes me emotional, because it was just different. Like, no two people are the same. I will meet someone tomorrow, or 10 years later, or 20 years later. That person will never be the same.
Absolutely.
You understand? Everyone's their own individual, and, you know, yes, you've got happy memories, but you create different memories. And since then, yes, I've had a lot of hard times. You know, I nearly lost one of my kids. You know, and, you know, everything's just gone back to normal. You know, everything's gone back to normal. Bro, I started with £126 in my bank when she passed away, and now look at me, bro. Now look at the position I'm on. Like, I don't want to say too much on camera, but, bro, I'm very comfortable, you know. And so, you know, it changes, but then money's not everything, you know. Happiness comes in many other ways, you know. So my happiness is my family. I want to make sure my parents are okay. I want to make sure my kids are okay. I want to make sure people that are suffering, that I'm helping them. And that's what makes me happy. People ask me, why do I do it? It makes me happy, bro.
Are you helping yourself?
This is me helping myself.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is what I'm gonna. In 2 years' time, I'm gonna lock everything off, and I'm gonna start
It's
concentrating
all
myself.
good, you know, helping others, but are you helping yourself?
Well, I will be in from when I hit 45, bro. Then it's
Okay,
gonna be about me and no
then
one else.
Why can't you help yourself sooner?
Bro, I always, and people that know me, once you get to know me now, obviously this is the first time we've met, yeah? And hopefully in the future we'll meet a lot, but you will realise, once you get to know me, I always put myself last, bro. Always. My friends will tell you that.
Or maybe it's time to put yourself
no,
first.
100%, bro.
I don't think there's any harm in doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Are you happy now?
Very happy, bro.
Yeah.
This is probably the happiest I've been since she's passed away. Yeah, I've seen a lot of dark days, and this is the happiest I have been ever since, to be honest with you.
And obviously, looking from the outside, is a man of a big stature. He's of a certain presence, doing all this, but inside there's elements of a
I've been a broken man, bro.
Of a broken man.
I'm just human, bro. I'll bleed like you.
Yeah.
My bones break like you. Yeah, I'm just normal, bro. The only thing is, I just don't, like you said, I don't put myself first, and I need to start doing that, bro.
Honestly, brother, I would love to see that, bro. Put yourself first. I think it's, you know, it's great. Now that I've met you, I'm you know, it's great that you're helping others. Okay, there are some questionable moments. I'm not gonna lie when I look at online. But it's been great to see you, great to meet you. I mean, what can we expect from you? Is there anything, you got any plans or anything you want to be doing? Like I said, a book would be, you know, your whole life just seems like a movie, bro.
But I'm trying to limit the podcasts.
Yeah,
and
no,
the
I
stuff
understand that.
I'm
I'm
doing,
saying
the
other
interviews,
kind of avenues,
So
you know.
I've got, I think, one coming out soon on Monday. I've been delaying it with the Blue Tick Show. He's been stressing me out, bro. The guy is such a gentleman. He's such a good guy, yeah.
Right.
But he's been patient with me, you know. And he's not stressing me. I'm stressing myself out because I'm delaying it for so long. But I'm gonna go and see him on Monday. Hopefully we do a podcast. But you know, I'm trying to limit them because, bro, how many times are you gonna keep saying the same story?
Completely understand that. That's fine. It's a very saturated market. I'm not even talking about podcasts. Curb that. I'm talking about, is there anything you yourself want to do? Because I said a book, for example, but I'm saying, is there something in that kind of space?
I just...
Because you are out there, people do know you.
that I've been doing, I've been working on something for a year, which you've seen parked outside, yeah?
Yep.
Right? So I've been working on that for a year. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but when I do retire, right, then I'm going to be fully out with that. And by that time, this project that I've been working on for a year will be a nationwide huge
Okay, so you're gonna
project.
and then as for the shared Punjab thing, are you still gonna be a part of that? How does that work? Do you walk away from it? You say you got over 2,000 members still. Is that something you can walk away from?
I think I'm gonna need to, bro. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. I think, you know, you always think like,
Can you leave that life behind when it's been
bro, look,
instrumental for how many years?
I can only do what I can.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of younger people that have got a lot more fire and a lot more drive inside them. And I think it's about time that they stepped up. Like, look, when the Birmingham Shere Punjab, when they started up back in the days, when they eventually died down because of the issue that they were dealing with was no longer an issue. It went silent, and you know there was no like Shere Punjab at the time, and then it started up again in '97. But when it did start up, there were other members of the crew who were higher ranking, you know what I mean? And nobody chose them. It just happened because there were people that people looked up to.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to back down tomorrow, I'm sure there's people within our circle that friends also look up to who will be happy to, you know, step up and try and take control. But I reckon in a couple of years' time, bro, I'm done with this.
If you could just summarize what the Shared Punjab do for anybody out there.
So, bro, we
If someone
help
should say,
the
what do you
community.
do? You
We
help the community, okay?
We step in and we help in ways that the police cannot help. Look, I'm not saying that the police are bad. Yes, some of them are quite corrupt, but a lot of them, you know, they try and do whatever they can, but their hands are tied. You understand? And then we step in, and sometimes, bro, it's not always about violence. Sometimes it's just about picking the phone up, bro. You ain't gonna believe 80% of the work that I do is I'll just pick up the phone and I say, all right, bro, you owe this person money. You know, a lot of the times it's wages. People have been knocked for wages. Like students that come from India, you know, they've been working for these restaurants. They've been working there for 4 months. They haven't paid them their wages, or they're paying them on ridiculous amount. So I'll just ring up these people and say, look, this is who I am. Yeah, can you just sort their money out? That's it. There's no crime against that. I'm not threatening these people. I'm just asking them to pay their money. But because they know who I am, they pay the money. So they're just getting what's deserved, what's rightfully theirs. You understand? So, you know, a lot of my work is that. It's pretty much over the phone. I just get it sorted out. Bro, in the last probably 5 years or so, I've probably done easily a couple of mil, help people get back. Easily, bro. Like 100 grand here, 200 grand there. You know, actually, no, it's a lot more than that. One was a house, £2.5 million. You know, I helped them get back. So there's a lot. There's a lot of money that I've helped people get back. And to be honest with you, I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just giving back what is rightfully theirs.
So you help the community.
Yeah, 100%. Bro, look, I don't know if you've seen, I'm going to send you some videos, but I've done so much work even within the Muslim community. Yeah, I've helped out. I've found culprits, people that have been vandalizing properties belonging to Muslim families, attacking Muslim families. There was one recently where some woman, they smashed up her car while her kids were in the car, some Muslim lady, and you know, there was nobody else that was doing this. And people are quick to write shit on there. Yeah, bro, you think you're a bad man. It's no problem, bro. But when your sister's there and she's going to get banged out by some next man in the car, or they're smashing up your house windows or this, and then you're going to come to me. You understand? And then I'll tell you who's a bad man.
What do you think about these comments online?
I'm not bothered, bro. This is what I don't read these comments, bro. I don't allow, like, personally, I prefer that when I'm posting my videos, I normally just delete the comments on there. I don't allow the public to comment. They've got no reason to comment. Do you
But
understand?
can you understand that space is built for opinions?
Not really.
No?
I think my comments on my videos are built for the people that are following me and I'm following. Sorry, I'm following.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? People that I know.
Yeah.
So the rest of the people, they can just sit there and just watch from the
but
back fence.
Can you appreciate that like people are seeing your work and they may be liking your work? They
Probably can, and then they can inbox me. It's not, this is why I have to have people managing my messages. I get so many messages on a daily basis, bro, hundreds of messages on a daily basis. I remember I sat there once and I was just going through, this is only about 3 weeks ago, yeah? I sat there, bro, I was there for about 7 hours just going through my messages, and that's my day wasted, bro. I'm not going to spend 7 hours every single day going through messages. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? So, you know, I've got people managing it. It's not a problem. And if there's something that's serious on there and they think, you know, they reply back. If someone says, I need your help, can you contact me? They reply back saying, what is it regarding? Then they explain. When they explain, they were like, okay, cool. Then they forward me that message and that's it, done.
Steve, man, is there any final message you want to, because I think we've covered a lot of ground. If there's anything specific you feel like you want to kind
say
of...
one thing, and those of you parents that are watching, you guys
There's your camera, bro. Tell the parents right there.
You guys need to give your children some sense of responsibility. The problem we got nowadays is the parents their answer to everything is, no, he's a kid. He should be allowed to be a child. Let him or her be a child and enjoy their life. You need to give those children responsibility, because if they're not going to have responsibilities, they're going to end up growing up thinking we can go to prison. They're going to end up like me. We can go to prison. We can do whatever the fuck we want, because when we come back out, we still got a bed. We got a roof over our head. We got food on the table. We don't give a shit. These people need to be able to understand that our parents are working hard. They're grafting. They're struggling. Not all people bro, I know friends of mine who financially are very set, but they will never allow their children to know that. They will always say, no, we can't afford this, we can't do that, yeah? And then the children think, okay, shit, you know, like money doesn't just fall from the trees. Unfortunately, my daughter, youngest one, she thinks daddy's got money falling from the trees. You know, and she laughs about it.
Daddy
I want
has
this.
bro.
I want this. I want that. And I'm like, the other day I tried playing with her a little bit, and I'm like, darling, I don't have money to pay for this. I said, because if I pay for this, then we're not going to have money to get out of the car park. Oh, I don't care, Daddy. Just get it. Don't worry, we'll walk it. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So
I'm really soft to my daughter as well, bro. It's
know,
hard,
but
bro.
we have
You
to
want to
change,
give them
bro.
what
We
you
have to- yeah,
want to
100%.
give them what you didn't have, man. And it is a very, very tight rope to walk, man. But I hear your message, man. I want to say thank you for coming. I genuinely appreciate it. I know you're a busy man, and it's nice to see you're a Sikh brother, I'm a Muslim brother, and we are brothers. You get what I'm saying? And
watch.
and that's
You're
real.
going to see a lot more pictures with me and him. Watch.
And that's real, bro.
The
Shizzio
future.
Show, man, like Injection, we out.